All right, welcome everyone to Park Dong-chang's Barefoot Morning Letter. Today we are diving deep, really deep, into the science. We're talking about hard proof that shows how something as simple as walking barefoot can kickstart your body's own healing powers. So let's get right into the science behind this incredible connection. It sounds like such a simple question, right? What happens when our body actually touches the earth? But the answer? It unlocks this fundamental secret to our health. What is really going on inside our blood, inside our very cells, the moment our skin makes contact with the ground? The science behind this is it's absolutely fascinating. Okay, so to really get this, we've got to look at our body's hidden electrical system. And yeah, you heard that right. We're not just flesh and bone. We are basically these incredibly complex electrical beings. And understanding that is the absolute key to figuring out how barefoot walking, or what some people call earthing, actually works its magic. So let me introduce you to the superstars of our internal electrical grid, electrolytes. Just think of them as these little sparks, things like calcium, potassium, sodium, that are constantly zipping around, carrying signals between all your cells. Keeping them in perfect balance, what scientists call homeostasis, is absolutely crucial for everything your body does. If they get thrown off balance, our whole system can just go haywire. So the big question is, how do we actually prove that connecting to the earth makes a difference to this delicate balance? Well, we don't just rely on stories or what people feel. No, we look at the hard science. And there was this absolutely brilliant study by Dr. Sokol and Sokol that put this whole idea to the ultimate test. And they did it right. This is what you call the gold standard in scientific research. It was a double-blind study. That means some people were genuinely connected to the earth or earthed, while others had a sham connection. But here's the crucial part. Nobody knew who was who. Not the participants, not even the researchers running the test. This is so important because it completely removes any chance of a placebo effect. It means the results you get are pure, undeniable data. Okay, and this is where it gets really, really exciting. After they set up this perfect, unbiased experiment, the researchers started taking blood samples. They wanted to see on a biological level what was actually happening inside people's bodies. And let me tell you, the data they collected, it was nothing short of revolutionary. They weren't just taking a wild guess either. They were tracking 8 essential biological markers. These are the heavy hitters, the critical electrolytes that basically run the show inside our bodies. By measuring these with insane precision, they could see the exact moment-by-moment effects that being connected to the earth was having. And wow, just look at this table. It shows the results so clearly. The arrows really do tell the whole story. See this? After only 1 hour of being earth, you can see these key electrolyte levels start to stabilize, to normalize. It's like the body is just finding its natural balance again. But then look what happens after just 1 hour of being disconnected. Bam! Levels for things like total calcium and sodium just shoot up. It shows that the body's electrical system gets thrown into chaos almost immediately. So what was the main takeaway? The study's core conclusion was this, and it's huge. To put it simply, when you're connected to the earth, your body actually holds on to essential minerals like calcium and phosphate. It stops just flushing them out through your kidneys. Think about that. You are literally conserving your life's essential building blocks. This isn't just about feeling good. It is a measurable physiological fact. Okay, so the data is super powerful, right? But what does all this science actually mean for real people? People facing real health challenges. Well, let's take a look at how this all translates into some absolutely incredible stories of healing. First up, let's talk about Kim Ji-hee, who's 72. Her description is just perfect. She says her renewed energy makes her feel like a fresh fish. That just says it all, doesn't it? It's about reclaiming this deep sense of vitality that so many of us think we're just supposed to lose as we get older. And then there's the truly astonishing story of Pyo Ji-I. At 45 years old, she was facing late-stage cervical cancer. She started 6 months of dedicated barefoot walking on tidal flats. And the result? Complete remission. It's just incredible. It's like her body, once it was reconnected with the earth, found its own innate power to heal itself. And it's not just about one thing. Barefoot walking can often help with multiple issues at the same time. Take Park Ji-hye, who's 65. She was dealing with both breast cancer and neurological paralysis. Through consistent daily practice, she saw a significant improvement in both conditions. And one more, because this really hits home for anyone with chronic conditions. Jaeon Haekyung, age 70. Imagine this, For 18 long years, she suffered from persistent cancer pain and couldn't sleep. And through barefoot walking, that chronic pain just disappeared, and she was finally able to get restful sleep. These stories, they really bring this science to life in the most powerful way you can imagine. So, okay, the evidence is compelling, the stories are just so inspiring, and you're probably thinking, all right, how can I start doing this myself? Well, it's actually really simple, but it's super important that you do it safely and effectively. For the absolute best results, the movement really advocates for this three-part healing lifestyle. First, of course, is continuous barefoot walking on natural earth. Second is setting up a 24-hour grounding system. Yeah, that means staying connected to the earth even when you're inside or sleeping, usually with special conductive mats or sheets. And third, you support the whole process with a vegetarian-focused, alkaline diet, which really seems to enhance the healing effects. All right, let's quickly go through a safety checklist, because doing this right is just as important as doing it at all. First, start slow. Don't go on a 3-hour hike on day one. And always be aware of what's around you. If you're going to make this a regular thing, getting a tetanus vaccination is probably a good idea. Now here's a super important warning, especially for dry seasons. To stop your heels from cracking, you have to wash your feet thoroughly after every walk and then apply plenty of moisturizing cream. And finally, the golden rule, the most important rule of all. Consistency is everything. The real, deep healing benefits come from making this a daily, consistent practice. So, the big takeaway here, the blood tests, the hard scientific data, and all those real-world results, they all point to one single clear conclusion. Connecting our bodies to the earth isn't just some nice, pleasant idea. It's a scientific necessity. It's how we restore our body's natural balance and reawaken that lost, innate power we all have to heal ourselves. So, I really hope you'll try it for yourself. Just go out and feel the difference it makes. And if you want to learn more or connect with a whole community of people on this same journey, you should definitely join the National Barefoot Walking Movement headquarters on Neighbor Cafe. It's an amazing place to share info and hear about other people's experiences. And last but not least, if this explainer helped you understand the incredible science behind barefoot walking, it would mean the world to us if you could help spread the word. Please show your support by subscribing to the channel, giving this a like, and turning on those notifications. Thanks so much for joining me today.